All right, folks. Good evening. Good evening. Just wanted to check in with everyone, just sending out a few notifications here to let everyone know that we are live and direct on YouTube, Facebook, checking in with you all to let you know what is going on. I actually started snoozing already, y'all. Listen, it's like good sleeping weather at this time. But yes, in an hour, about 58 minutes. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday. So thank all of you who've been sending me birthday shout outs. I appreciate the love. So we've just received some updates from the 10 p.m. Briefing. So I do want to remind you guys there was a young man, he's only 16 years old. He watches the program and he was a little bit confused earlier when I said the 8 p.m. update. Um, so a little bit of rain I hear out there. And so, of course, these updates are coming in incrementally. They normally do like the 10 p.m., which is like 11 in the US. And then we'll get it, the official report shortly thereafter. So we are monitoring the news here. I feel like we have a bit of a storm center set up here. So let me just give you guys all of the latest. Just give me one quick second here. I want to make sure that everyone is aware of what's going on. So courtesy of GIS, of course, we do have some photos to share and just some updates in terms of what the government is doing. So they have launched the emergency, let me tell you what the official name is. The National Emergency Operations is currently underway. It's called the National Emergency Operations Committee, NEOC. It's chaired by acting Deputy Governor Miss Gloria Macfield Nixon, and they have begun working in the government admin building now to coordinate emergency efforts for Tropical Storm Grace. So we've just gotten some recent coordinates on Tropical Storm Grace. I'm going to give those to you here in a second. And we do have some photos to share with you all as well. So listen, this is going to be a combination of like hazard management. It's going to be give me one second here. It's going to be, the Coast Guard, anyone who can help in terms of like rescue efforts or recovery, clearing the streets tomorrow if there's any debris or anything like that to be done. So at this point, as of the 10 p.m. weather update, tropical storm warning remains in effect and hurricane watch still remains in effect as well. The storm has now passed Jamaica, and the Weather Service, as of this evening, says that they've experienced no deaths thus far in Jamaica. So no deaths reported, just torrential rain. So the storm, now that it has left Jamaica, kind of went a little bit further south. So we're going to have a bit of information here for you guys. Let me just get some photos up. So of course, you guys will be familiar with Mr. John Tibbetts. He is, of course, the oh gosh, his name now. We had this earlier. He is the Director General of the Cayman Islands National Weather Service, and there he is at the again the headquarters there in the government admin building. So they basically set up shop, and the National Emergency Operations Committee is now underway, and they're obviously tracking the storm carefully, and they are making plans in terms of how they're going to deploy their services, what people will need to be paying attention to. So this is really, really important, the role that they play. And you know what, folks, these people will be up all night. This is a humongous sacrifice. This is part of what they do. Civil servants. So there's Miss Gloria Macfield Nixon. And we also have, her first name escapes me now, but she would be the head of the hazard management. Danielle Trickett, I believe is her last name. Yes, yes. And so there they are. That looks like the national, the Coast Guard perhaps, or the, probably not the Coast Guard. This is probably, what's her, Ugh, all the words are escaping me this evening. What is their sort of quasi military unit called? You guys know what I'm talking about. Hi, Christine, Delmy, Elizabeth. Almost 400 people are in the live stream. Mickey, thank you so much watching from the UK. Thank you all for the birthday greetings. I got about 50 minutes left. Yes, it's coming. It's coming. Let me just get the latest coordinates on this storm and then we can talk a little bit more. It still looks like it's at 60 miles per hour. It didn't look like Jamaica did much to it in terms of weaken the storm at all. So it dumped a lot of rain on Jamaica, lots of flooding happened there. Of course, Duran, good evening. Hi, Christopher. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So we're going to get a bit of an update here on where we are with this storm. So let me just, okay. So TS Grace, there's actually several systems out there that they're watching at this particular time. So Thunderstorm Grace, where are you on my, here we go. So the forecast is at 11 p.m. Wind speed probabilities. So we're still maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. She's slowed down a little bit, believe it or not. Remember earlier in the day, we were at 16. And then when we spoke last, she was at 15 miles per hour. Now she is at 14 miles per hour. So that's normally not a good sign. We don't like to see storms slowing down because that means that they're going to stay over us a little bit longer than we would like them to, which is just never a good thing. So I'm just going to pull up some stats here on what we're looking at with the storm. So she's still at 60 miles per hour. And this is the information as of 10 p.m. So severe weather bulletin prepared by the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. And we'll put this up on the website as well, just in case anyone is not watching, they can still go read it. So as of 10 p.m., Tropical Storm Grace was located about 99 miles southeast of Cayman Brac and 155 miles southeast of Grand Cayman, with maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. So again, that hasn't changed, interestingly enough. Let me just pull up a display here for you guys to see what this storm is doing. So quite interesting that hasn't changed at all in terms of her speed. So by the way, thank you guys for staying up with me. I was kind of debating. I'm like, is anybody going to be up at this hour? Like right now? So I thought to myself, maybe I would just go to bed. But then I said, nope. I know y'all are counting on me, so let me get in here and give you the latest. All 402 of you. So this is the track of the storm, as you can see, right where Grand Cayman is. So that's where tropical storm, my apologies, Grace is at the moment. She's moving towards the west at 14 miles per hour. Expected weather conditions for the Cayman Islands include overcast skies with torrential rain and intermittent thunderstorm expected overnight as Tropical Storm Grace passes south of Grand Cayman. So showers will be locally heavy at times, leading to flooding of low-lying areas. Now, folks, if you don't know about the flooding in Cayman, and my apologies, what the flooding in low-lying areas means, let me just enlighten you that is probably most of the Cayman Islands, to be quite frank and honest. So, your best bet is to stay inside. Now, I had received some phone calls earlier, some voice messages actually on WhatsApp from individuals who were saying that they were unaware that the Georgetown primary school was not open in terms of a shelter. Now, we did provide the list of shelters earlier, and this is just a very rudimentary list, folks, but nowhere on there does it say that the Georgetown primary school is on the list. So I can't really say why that is this time around. They must have had reasons why they have not included Georgetown primary on the shelter list. But this is why you have to make sure that you know where you're going. Don't just assume that because a shelter has always been opened that they will be open every single time that there's a storm. There's a list for a reason. So this is what we're looking at. Of course, the Red Cross actually opened at 4 p.m. and it's most of the schools. But again, I'll try to find out afterwards. Thank you, Marina. The cadets, yes, the regiment. That's right. Um, so it's going to reach us, Anderson, about the closest it will come will be about 4 a.m. So that's what we're expecting for now. So again, we are expecting deterioration of weather conditions as the night progresses. A flood warning is in effect for the Cayman Islands. Estimated rainfall amount per day. So Wednesday, we're looking at 3 to 6 inches, maximum of 9 inches. Thursday, another 3 to 6 inches. So it looks like Thursday we'll be getting a lot of rain dumped on us as well. So the estimated wind directions and speeds for Grand Cayman tonight, it's east to northeast, 25 to 30 knots with higher gusts. Wednesday, we're going to be looking at southeast, 45 to 50 knots, gusting to 60 plus knots. And then Wednesday afternoon, 25 to 30 knots. I'm just going to send Mr. John Tibbetts. I know that these guys are super busy, but he might be able to jump in with us because like I said, we know for sure these guys will definitely not be sleeping at all tonight. This is going to be an all-nighter for them. Danielle Coleman. Thank you, Jackie. She still goes by Coleman, but I know her married name is something else. But yes, Danielle. Appreciate that. So this is what we're looking at the moment, folks. Let me just Cameron, hello. No, I'm not going out on the road at all. No way. I am staying indoors, which is the recommendation for all of you to remain indoors to be safe. It's not safe out there at night going on the roadways. You don't know. Sometimes when it starts to flood, you don't know what's in the water. You don't know what power lines might be going down. Now, CUC made an announcement earlier that, if we start experiencing hurricane force winds, and they will shut the power off. Somebody was a little bit confused about that because they're like, what is the way that they worded it? They said the North Sound power plant, they'll shut down. And they were like, well, what area does that cover? Well, folks, that is the main power plant. So that's like flipping the switch to breakers to your house is the analogy that someone said. If they hit that switch, that means we're all without power, right? So it's possible as we get closer to that 4 a.m. Time frame that we will be experiencing some hurricane force winds, and they may just have to flip the switch on us. Now, in terms of Cayman Brac, we've received some word coming out of Cayman Brac that they had turned the power off, or they had lost power anyway, earlier in the evening, and now it has been restored. And of course, Brackers will know that they need to watch that situation very, very carefully. So on the Brac, it's going to be quite interesting. So tonight, they're going to get southeast winds, 35 to 50 knots with higher gusts. Wednesday, they're looking at 30 to 35 knots. And then Wednesday afternoon, 15 to 20. So by comparison, tonight, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman will get higher gusts than we will. And then it shifts tomorrow, where we will be getting slightly higher gusts than the sister island. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking at 45 to 50 knots, gusting to 60 plus, and they're going to be looking at 30 to 35 knots. Estimated wave heights, 9 to 11 feet, especially along the east and south coast. So that tells you the direction of the storm. And then Thursday, 5 to 7 feet. Again, folks, a marine warning remains in effect for the Cayman Islands. All marine craft should seek and remain in safe harbor. In other words, you should have secured your boat earlier in the day. And by all means, please do not touch the boat. right? Just leave it where it is once it's in safe harbor. So the Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor the progress of the storm. The next update is going to be at 1 a.m. So that was the 10 p.m. update. Um, of course, I'm expecting that our leaders, political leaders, are still very much awake, and they're probably in the government admin building as well with all of the other emergency personnel. So there's Mr. Tibbetts reviewing the weather report with that was the 4 p.m. update, as you can see on the screen there, with the emergency response team. And they have to coordinate this very, very carefully. So the chair of this is acting deputy governor, because Mr. Manderson is on some sort of leave, and so Miss Gloria McField Nixon will be acting in that capacity. So Christine says she cannot sleep. Oh, child, I'm going to be sleeping here in a minute. But yeah, some people get a little bit stressed about this. So Christine can't sleep. Listen, Cameron says, Sandy, we up. Yes. Morna is hanging in there. Looks like Morna is sleepy though. Morna, if you're sleepy, go to bed. Andrea said, nope, we are up. Rachel wants to know who can sleep. She's like, are you kidding me right now? Oh, child, this hair of mine is just a hot mess. Chris, so Sandy, Lincoln late for the birthday wishes. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. No, man, I legit fell asleep. Happy birthday from Rotan. Hey, Miss Gladys, keeping up with you. I'm worried about family and friends on both islands, both Grand and Cayman Brac. Anybody on the Brac that can give me a little bit of an update? Let me just see. Any Brackers in the house? We can get a little bit of an update from them. I haven't heard anything. Where's Curtis? Curtis, are you awake? Let me see if Curtis, he's probably snoozing already. So Cameron says, I don't know, you're not going to drink that whole case of water tonight. Listen, I got one cup here I'm trying to get through. Orawan says, number one, sleep. Miss Delmy, hi, Carlene. Let me just see. Gosh, lots of you guys are up for real. We went over 400. Now we're at 350 people. Yes, thank you so much. Grace is up. Evangelist says she's in the UK watching us. Thank you all. Oh, Wisconsin. Hey, Carol. From San Andreas. How are you doing, Kathleen? I know you guys appreciate a thing or two about natural disasters, saying that she's keeping us in her prayers. Christine's phone is still charging. Yes, this is a good idea, to make sure that your phones are fully charged. I've got mine charged already. I'm good to go. Backup, like little portable ones that can keep a little bit of power. They're on charge as well, just to make sure that we've got those. Miss Winsome says, thanks a million, Sandy, for the update, because the Weather Channel is not giving much right now. Child, they're only worried. I'm sitting here watching it, actually, and they've got up local and the 8s. So they're looking at Fred as it takes its path across the U.S. So, yeah, they're not really reporting too much on it at the moment. Cameron says, pick up a book and light a candle. From Costa Rica, thank you so much, Miss Shirley. Patricia, thank you very much. Birthday's coming up. Juanita says, stay safe. Happy birthday when it comes. Yes, thank you. Cameron says, what a vexation in the morning if people weather the storm without Wi-Fi. We'll be all right. Trust me. Yes, Terry, we are strong. We are Cayman strong. We appreciate all the support from all of our overseas friends and families. Yeah, Lenny, what it is it's a time difference. So it is 11 p.m. update if you're in the US. For us, it's a 10 p.m. update. So it's just a difference in time. I don't know if Colin is up, but Colin was kind of confused by this earlier as well and asking basically the same question. So there is a time difference. So when they say, 11 p.m., actually, let me see what the National Hurricane um, so everyone is pretty much shut down, by the way. Even Health City posted something. So this is strange. The National Hurricane Center doesn't really have they not updated anything from 4 hours ago? What? Yeah, they gone quiet, child. They're like, that storm not coming to us, so we're not worried. Um, so they're monitoring Henry. The last one for them is pretty dated. So thanks for the Cayman Islands Weather Center. But we do have a hurricane watch in place. So they did have that up from earlier as well. So again, the situation in Jamaica should start to improve for them as the storm is now moving away. Miss Nancy says she can't sleep either. Dave, thank you. Rocky says the coffee's brewing already. Rocky, you're going to pull an all-nighter, it sounds like to me. Gosh, when was the last time any of you stayed up all night? I a couple times did it in university, and because you didn't study like you were supposed to, and you did everything last minute. But I tell you what, you always regret pulling an all-nighter because the body is just designed to get its rest. Jessica says we're gonna be up the whole night. Last hurricane took my roof, and I got a newborn here. I'm in the brack. Oh my gosh, Jessica. Hopefully you'll be okay. So would that have been Jessica Paloma for you? Which hurricane was that? Michelle is here saying happy birthday. Thank you, my cousin and fellow Leo sister. Yes, it's getting windy out there. So Jessica says the brack is feeling windy. Dodie, Cindy is with us. Miss Ashley Connolly is here. Sandra Millwood from Windsor Park. She says storm party a keep a north side, right? Yes, so north side, girl, make sure you stay inside. You can party inside all you want, just stay inside. So it's not raining in the brack, but it's very windy. My coconut tree bent all the way over. Really? Well, I hope that coconut tree has no coconuts on it because that's always a big concern. Cheryl, talk about the shutdown power. Raphael. So yes, they will shut down the power if if we start seeing hurricane force wind. So that will be a decision for CUC to make for sure. But we will certainly keep you guys abreast of that. Hi, Cheryl. Derek is joining us from London. Thank you so much. Cameron has a theory that if we keep the live stream up all night, that CUC is not going to shut off the power. We wish that we had that kind of power over CUC. No. But listen, phones are good to go. So even if we don't have power and we have phone, once cell towers hopefully flow, we'll keep those up as long as they possibly can, because I do think that they have backup capacity. Then we can still do live streaming on the phone. So that's why you got to make sure your phones are fully charged. Yes, so my phones are good to go, courtesy of Flow. Big shout out to Flow. They make sure that if I want to live stream from my mobile devices, I certainly can do that. Speaking of my mobile devices, I got the little MiFi device. I want to make sure that's charged. I think I need to find that. Get a message. Let me see. Yes. Oh yes, Kevin is here. He's up watching. Come on in, Kevin. No problem at all. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Josephine says, don't think any of us is going to sleep. I never, when a storm's approaching. Oh, child, I'll be sleeping. I'm not gonna let no storm get in the way of my, not unless it's like, you know what? Even during Ivan, I was sleeping. I slept. You know what kept me up during Ivan? This is kind of funny. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up?
I'm right here. I was
right
just
here.
thinking, do you sleep during a storm? I normally sleep pretty good. But during Ivan, what kept me up, my friend Alistair, Gilbert, he's gonna kill me for telling you guys this. But he lives down Savannah Newlands Road off of Pennsylvania Avenue, right? So I was staying with him, and I want to say that his mom, I think, was away, and then his brother had just gotten this dog, or the dog just had puppies, so they were like all inside. It was kind of a crazy situation, but I actually stayed with them, and I was like trying to sleep in one of the spare rooms, and all I could hear was all this snoring, like cutting down lumber, and I was like, Al, why are you snoring so loud? I can hear you across the hall. So I don't know if he still snores or not, but boy, that night I was like, ugh, I'm over here trying to sleep. So I sleep during storms. Do you sleep during a storm, Kevin?
Not at all. Too much excitement.
Really? Yeah, it's like Christmas, right?
Just like Christmas.
So we got a few people here who's saying that they cannot sleep. Christine isn't going to be able to sleep. Jackie says, "Who's Henry?" So this is another storm that is being tracked in the US. So there's actually a few systems out there, folks, that they are monitoring. There is Fred, which, like I said, is still progressing over the US. There is Henry, which is impacting Bermuda. So that one's kind of far out that way, west southwest. But this storm, in case you guys wanted to know, is about 145 miles south southeast of Bermuda. And so they have been kind of watching that storm as well. So Henry, it's spelled Henri, is moving towards the west near 5 miles per hour, very slow moving. Um, so it's expected that it will start to move a little bit faster tomorrow. And that one has a maximum sustained winds near 65 miles per hour with higher gusts. So, and the storm force winds for that one reach out up to 70 miles. So, yeah, there's a couple systems out there that are being watched at the moment. Of course, all eyes here in the Cayman Islands are on Grace. So, Anne says all nighters happen regularly for her. Oh, my goodness. Happy birthday. We got about a half an hour left. John says he wants birthday cake. Isadora, thank you. Yes, Wednesday, half an hour is going to be my birthday, the 18th of August. Thank you, Miss Rita. Just trying to see who else is with us. Marcel is here out of Sydney, Australia. Hey, Marcel, what's it like in Sydney? Tommy joining us in Bahamas. Nancy says a severe storm warning is now in effect. Will be updated at 1 a.m. So yeah, so Paloma was what took off your roof. Oh wow. Hopefully you say your house is weakened, but hopefully I found, at least after Ivan, that people were able to, if it took the roof or it took part of the roof, you were able to get a brand new roof, which put you in a little bit better stead than you probably were before. Because I think a lot of people had, you know, older shingles or rooftops or whatever. And some of you even went with the metal roofs, which held up extremely well as you're an Ivan. So Roma says Scottish Nana in Cayman, been visiting since 1997 to visit family and now grandchildren. Wow. Never been in Cayman storm or hurricane, but Scottish weather in the winter has plenty. Um, 80 to 90 miles an hour winds, but buildings there built very strong. Thinking of everyone in Cayman, don't know what to expect, but not tired yet. Hopefully sunshine tomorrow. Lady Demis, is that how you're pronouncing that? She's in Kaibo, and she said it's getting a little bit scary out there. Celeste, I had power back that finally charged to make sure still can still watch. Yes.
So,
Folks, so
Sandra, you wanna put up the little map, and I could show
oh
you
yes,
some activity of what's going on here. So
absolutely.
yeah, so like you mentioned earlier at 11 p.m., which is 11 p.m. my time, so 10 p.m. Cayman time because I'm in Florida. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
definitely in between Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Now, I will tell you the track was a little bit better news for the Cayman Islands than
Mhm.
the previous update, which is again good, but it doesn't take everyone out the woods yet for it being a non-event. So it is still going to be an event. So I'm going to just turn on some little tools here to show
Mm-hmm.
you kind of
Okay.
where the wind field is. So the strong tropical storm force winds, the strongest part of the storm, which is up to about 58 miles an hour, is this yellow part. The blue part is just your typical tropical storm, the lower end of it. And so came back a little Cayman, if I try to show some when the winds are supposed to be tropical storm force winds, most likely around 10 o'clock Cayman time, so 11 o'clock my time, is when you'll start experiencing some of those winds. So it seems like some of those little gusts is now making its way over in that area, and they're not
Mm-hmm.
really expected to get any strong tropical storm force winds. But if I go to Grand Cayman, that's going to be a little different. Grand Cayman looks like at least most likely around 5 a.m. is when the basic tropical storm force winds will come, and strong tropical storms force winds sometime around 7. Of course, again, this could change overnight, so make sure you stay updated with
Mm-hmm.
the local Met Office, and see if there's any changes overnight. But that's kind of what it's looking like right now. And like I was saying, if we go to the previous track, that's what it kind of was like before, where you saw when it was kind of merging into a hurricane right after it passed Grand Cayman. So that was kind of more of a concern. But now the latest track, since it's tracking a little bit more west, it looks like
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to be a tropical storm as it's passing by, and it won't be until further out before it turns into a Category 1 hurricane. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, again, people need to make sure they're staying indoors overnight, not going outside, trying to check and see what's going on, because that's just not going to be a wise thing. The storm's a pretty big storm, though overall. The strong part of the strong the sorry the stronger part of the storm is
Mm-hmm.
about 53 miles, wide. So that's a big ways. So let's say the right, and this is where the closest point will be to Grand Cayman, and let's go out 53 miles. The strong part of the storm is going to be covering the entire Cayman Island, or the entire Grand Cayman. Um, so definitely gotta be prepared for some of those wins, and make sure everybody is staying safe.
Thank you so much. I must say that, quite frankly, you have an amazing set of tools here at your disposal, Kevin. This, what's it called? Hurry vac.
Yeah,
Um,
it's for folks who are in preparedness planning. What I do for the health department, I'm in what you call public health preparedness, and so we
mhm,
prepare for all hazards, all type of disasters, and so we're in charge of our special needs shelters. Of course, we're in charge of the COVID response for the county, and a lot of other things. And so, one of the biggest threats in Florida for natural disasters happen to be hurricanes, and so we got trained on using these tools for planning purposes, so we could kind of work with our weather experts, as well as we could do some individual planning to, again, what I had said earlier, we're the doomsday planners. We plan for the worst case scenario, get
mhm,
things set up for, if it's the worst case. And of course, we're not going to exaggerate it. Worst case does not mean Category 5. No, that's not what we're doing. We're really realistically what the worst case is, so we could what we call right size our response. And so it's easier to always turn things off once you have it all planned and ready to rock and roll, as opposed to trying to play catch up by not being adequately prepared. So um, these tools are very, very useful for us to be able to do some of our own tracking, because as you can imagine, just like Mr. Tibbetts right now, he's updating government officials. He's doing a lot of things on his end, where his team can't necessarily be out all the time.
mhm,
And it's the same thing here in the States, where our weather experts are so busy taking the data and preparing the next update, so they just don't have the time necessarily to get to us all the time. So um, we get some training. I'm not an
mhm,
expert, but we get some training to be able to carry out some of the basic functions so we could definitely be able to do some of our planning and again, be able to take care of our residents.
Sounds good. Let me just thank you so much, Carla, for that. So there's a few people who are, commenting. Let me just see here. So obviously, you guys are free to jump on the program. I want to remind you all. Donna's saying, "Thanks for the update, Mr. Kevin." She's also telling, Nancy's telling her to go to bed. No, we are all in it here together, folks. But let me remind you that you guys can call in at any time that you want and join the program, join the chat. Let us know what you're doing. If you're sitting down with a cup of cocoa in your hand, you got some, soup, whatever it is you're doing. Let me play our little jinger here for you, reminding you to just click on the link and call in at any time. I'm going to share the link here. Just give me 1 second.
Filters allowed, real information, no filters allowed. Judging number one is showing the island today. Galilee truth, no filters allowed. Real information, no filters allowed. Judging number one is showing the island today.
Yes, folks, the number one news show in the Cape Islands. Let me just quickly update the link to make it easy for you to join the show if you wish. Give me 1 second here, and then I'm going to tell you what the so it's just caymanmallroad.com /talk show. So super easy. Let me just pull it up here so that you guys, if you wish to call in, can do so. There you go. Super easy, just like that. So, Ms. Beulah, thank you so much for watching. Melinda's here with us. She says, "Cuz Grace is coming for her CMR mug. She's going to check you." Tell Grace she's going to have to wait a couple more weeks until that shipment gets back in stock. Louisa, thank you. You're most welcome. Nancy says, "Sandy, panic because me to eat 4 bars of chocolate already." Oh my gosh. I think we all respond, interestingly enough, to stress very, very differently. Yes, I felt like when I was at the grocery store earlier, Denise's seasoning chicken, like I was kind of thinking, okay, I need some comfort food. So I got some stuff to make like my favorite salad, and I got some soup, and I didn't buy any ice cream. And I'm thinking that's probably the one thing that I should have gotten. But yeah, we're all gonna be like probably the worst diet over the next 48 hours possible. Nancy says we have to see what's going on. Yes. Play this song, The Cold Hard Truth. Your voice, your choice is Radio Cayman slogan. I don't know what Radio Cayman has got going on over there, but we got you. We got you covered, Miss Lorna. Bag of kisses that's almost done, says Jessica. Oh my goodness, your diets are gonna go to hell. Let me see here. Cameron says, "And I better remember about sharing quarantine meals. Well, share what Anna cooking tonight." Well, remember, if you're in quarantine, folks, this is quite serious. Somebody was messaging about this earlier, saying, "What's the plan?" The plan is Travel Cayman should have contacted all of those individuals in quarantine to obviously advise them of what the protocols are. You got to stay put if you're in quarantine. And if you needed any assistance, they should have certainly advised the Travel Cayman team, and they would have brought them stuff and dropped it off if they needed anything. Because, of course, some people who are in quarantine are waiting on delivery services to maybe deliver food for them. Maybe they're planning on getting out of quarantine tomorrow. Now that's probably not going to happen. That'll be delayed a couple days. So Travel Cayman Travel Time should have been in touch with all of those individuals to make sure that you had your groceries and you were all set. So yeah, it puts a little bit of a wrench in a lot of different things. Jessica says, "Thanks so much for your talk show. Great way for us to communicate our experiences and concerns." Yes, Cameron sounds like very, very hungry there. Melinda says, "The only one come for Cayman. I don't have to quarantine nor take the vaccine is Grace." Yes, Grace gets a hall pass. Mm-mm-mm. Jessica cooked some arroz con pollo, Spanish style. We got electrical stove, so we prepared from early. Nice arroz con pollo. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Um, I'm fully planning to have my stove operating in the morning. Now, I don't know how realistic that is, but I've got in my head a birthday breakfast planned. So I'm gonna do some like eggs. I don't know if I'll do scrambled eggs yet or over medium, but I'm gonna do some sausages, sautéed, potatoes, eggs. Like I'm gonna throw it all together. Heck, I might even throw some bacon in there just for the fun of it. When I went to the grocery store earlier, my favorite type of pancakes were not available. Can you believe it? So I like Swedish pancakes. They're really thin. They're like crepes, so they're not really like a thick pancake, but they are so delicious. I couldn't find any. Thank you, Alicia, very much. Pot of chili for Cameron. So have the lock up going on. So have the lock up going. Paul, hi. Yep, y'all are getting hungry. Christine is gonna go make some Milo. What's your go-to food, Kevin, when you are locked in weather-wise or you're hungry? Tell me.
I really don't eat a lot of times when I'm in my response. I just always just focus on all of the information and stuff that's out there, and I just don't even think about food. I don't get hungry, and I just, yeah, I don't really have a go-to meal.
Hmm. Okay, you're one of those people who doesn't eat.
Nope. Not when I'm really
Not when
focused
you're
and working.
stressed and
No,
yeah,
just doing my thing and making sure that I'm staying up to date with all of the information that's always going to be changing and that's rolling
yes.
on in.
Perla, good evening to you. She says that she hopes that everyone is safe and good. Um, who else is with us tonight? Just trying to see if I'm monitoring the weather channel over here, but gosh, they're not saying much of anything past the update that we have in place. Where's Hurricane Linda? That's in the eastern North Pacific. Wow, lots of action going on out there. There's actually a hurricane out there impacting people
Yeah,
on the
this
other
year
side
is
of the
supposed
world.
to still be a pretty busy season
Mm,
overall, for both parts of the world. So we just hopefully we have a lot of what we call fish storms. They stay out there and stay at sea and don't bother anyone. That's what we could hope for. We've had enough impact, and especially in areas where COVID is just out there. It's just not a good situation when you have a event like a hurricane coming, and then you're forcing folks to potentially go in hurricane shelters, and we know how this virus transmits. It's just not good. So we don't need it.
yeah, exactly. Let's have a read of this one. So this is the tropical storm forecast discussion that was posted at 11 p.m. their time, which again would have been 8 p.m. for us, 10 p.m. My
10 p.m.
apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says that the National Hurricane Center and Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft that's been investigating Grace this evening has found that the center moved off the western tip of Jamaica shortly before 0 UTC. What time is that for us? That would be 11. So is that right?
I believe
I
so.
I
Yeah.
always get confused with the
The
time zones.
UPC one, I never use that time. So
Yeah, I know, right? So radar and conventional satellite imagery, as well as earlier microwave data. Gosh, they're so
hey,
sophisticated. Show that convective banding has increased with a band that wraps around the eastern and northern portions of the circulation. So the Air Force reconnaissance aircraft measured a peak of 850 what does it stand for again? MB?
millibars,
Millibars, yes. um, Flight level wind of 64 kT. I'm assuming that's
not.
knots.
Mhm.
And both aircraft has measured believable SFMR winds of about 50 to 52 knots. So based on that data, the maximum winds were increased to 50 knots in the intermediate advisory, and the initial intensity remains unchanged for that. It says that Grace will be moving over the high ocean heat content waters of the northwestern Caribbean Sea during the next day or so, which of course will lead to strengthening. And that, along with generally low to moderate vertical wind shear conditions, should allow for steady strengthening until Grace reaches the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in just under 36 hours. So the NHC intensity forecasts call for Grace to become a hurricane on Wednesday. So that's a prediction. And the storm could peak near a Category 2 intensity before it reaches the coast of Mexico late Wednesday night or early Thursday. The 36-hour forecast has some weakening likely to have occurred as the point is now inland. Some weakening will likely occur while Grace moves overland, but re-strengthening is predicted when the storm moves over the Bay of Campeche. The NHC intensity forecast is in best agreement with the HCCA and the IVCN consensus aids, and Grace is going to be moving slightly north of due west, or 280 over 12 knots. A strong, deep layer ridge that extends from the western Atlantic across the eastern and central Gulf of Mexico will continue to shear the tropical storm westward, to west-northwestward for the next several days. So headed to, these are the key messages. Heavy rainfall across Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and the Yucatan Peninsula is likely to lead to flash and urban flooding, mudslides possible in Jamaica, hurricane conditions, and a dangerous storm surge expected over portions of the hurricane warning area in the eastern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico beginning late Wednesday night. Tropical storm conditions are expected over portions of Jamaica for a few more hours and over the Cayman Islands later tonight and into Wednesday. And hurricane conditions are possible in the Cayman Islands by Wednesday morning. So tropical storm conditions are expected to spread westward from portions of the southern coast of Cuba in the warning area to possibly other portions of the southern coast of Cuba in the watch area tonight. So again, that's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah, it's certainly possible to get some wins. The last time I checked on it, the data showing that it's only like a 20% chance of any type of sustained hurricane force wind. So that's really not the likely thing, but it is still possible, especially if the system, instead of moving west, will begin moving northwest. It would bring it closer to us. But if you want to pop up the intensity thing, what that was referencing, this is the intensity guide that they kind of use to kind of look at what it might do. The one that says Cat 3, forget it. I mean, if it's only one that says that, that's not what's going to happen. And when you look at all of the little different computer models that they have, it kind of guides them on what is going to occur. And so that's what they were referencing. I got a fun fact for you too, Sandra. You know the Hurricane Hunters, those reconnaissance aircrafts?
Yes.
You know where they're based?
Is it in Tampa?
Well, they used to be at Tampa International, but then they got kicked out as they were doing some expansion. So they actually now are in Lakeland, Florida, where I live.
Wow.
They're at Lakeland Regional Airport. And so we have an Amazon distribution center that brought like 10,000 jobs to the area.
Oh,
Plus,
really?
again, the Hurricane Hunters, their base is there. So anytime you have a flight going out, it's originating 2 miles down the road from where I live in Lakeland, Florida.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Huh, interesting.
Yep.
So Melinda says one good pot of salt beef rundown in the night and with some pumpkin dumpling. Tracy reminding people to please bring your animals inside. Don't leave them out in the rain. Cameron says, can't believe that you don't get hungry. Jennifer snacking on Guinness. All quiet in West Bay, but mosquitoes going like carnival with the rain coming. Thank you, Evangelist Olufemi. John says, I like my soup. Corned beef sandwiches and coffee for Miss Beulah. Nice. I went by the McRuss there in Prospect today looking for some corned beef sandwiches, and boy, they just didn't have any. Boy, they have some good corned beef sandwiches. Hello, Miss Jennifer. Yeah, Jessica said went to 3 Foster's location and couldn't get no corned beef, and she's wondering who bought them all up.
Someone stocked up.
Yeah, for real. In my cup is water. Perla made mac and cheese, pork and beans with chicken. What? You cooked a lot of food. Hot dogs and pre-fried black beans to eat all day tomorrow with whole wheat bread. Well, Perla, if we get hungry, we know where we can come. Nancy has rum and cranberry. Okay. Karen, good evening. Sustained winds are now 60 miles per hour. Yes, that's correct. Michelle says she was looking for corned beef too, and the shelves were all empty. You see, corned beef will last for years, folks. So in your hurricane kit, always have some corned beef in there. I'm telling you, don't wait until the storm hits, because then there's a rush on it. So Boomflick says would have had grilled cheese sandwich if the storm shoppers would have left me some bread in Foster's. Come on, people, sharing is caring. Yeah, I think Woody Foster was saying that earlier today, that probably the one thing that they were kind of running low on was indeed the bread. John has got some mint tea brewing. Jessica says couldn't even find one. All the damn canned sausage gone. Christine says the live is dropping. Christine, that might be on your end, girl, because things look pretty solid here. We have a little thing that will tell us if our internet is dropping, and nope, looking good. Looking really good. Hi, Lenny. What's that link that you're sending us? Send it to me in WhatsApp and I can pull it up. Michelle says, wow, that's cool. Beulah. Jessica says, Beulah Walton smart. I got mostly tuna. Cut up some onions and green peppers, slap some mayo, and sandwich made belly full. Rum and coffee. Christine is having some Milo and crackers. Interesting. And Cameron says, one thing for sure is we're not going to starve in CMR. That's for sure. Let me see here. So let's see. Thank you for that. We have another source here. Says, closest point of approach. How close can I get? It says that that's expired. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, 5-day forecast for, let me just show you guys the screen here for Grace. Okay, so what we're able to do with this one is we can actually select our island. So if we go to the Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, it's going to, I'm assuming, make some adjustments for us. Yes. Show me how close I can get. So the approximate closest point of approach, which is called the CPA, is located near 18.9 north, 81.4 west, or about 27.7 miles, which is 44.5 kilometers from your location. The estimated time of when the center of the storm will be at this location is about 9 hours and 47 minutes from now, which would be Wednesday, the 18th at 10:42 a.m. Does that sound right? That's like tomorrow. So interesting. Wow. There's the Bay of Campeche right there that you hear them talking about. And there we are. So it's passing Jamaica. All right. So Kevin's got another one up here for us. Tell us, Kev, what we're looking at here.
Yeah. So here, this is some estimated timing for when, again, the storm, when Grace will be passing by at least Grand Cayman, or, well, the whole Cayman Islands. So around the times that you see here are going to be in Eastern Daylight Time, which is what it is here in Florida. an hour ahead of what you guys have right now. So put this at 1 o'clock in the morning and put this at 7 o'clock in the morning. So around 1 o'clock in the morning, local time, local Cayman time, it will be more or less beyond or passing by the sister islands and approaching Grand Cayman. And so sometime it looks like if you kind of put it somewhere in between here, it'll be passing Grand Cayman sometime early hours of the morning, right before sunrise, is when it looks like it will be at least passing Grand Cayman and then moving on into open water, on into the Yucatan Peninsula area. So that's the
Mhm.
most likely arrival time for the system. Again, if it does shift more west or northwest, that does affect the time. If it slows down or speeds up in forward motion, again, that also impacts it. So the next update won't be until I think it's 5 in the morning, which is 4 local Cayman time, 5 here in
Mhm.
Florida. So you really won't have a good idea of what's going on until about that, right? Right around that time.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. Thank you so much, Kev. That's very helpful information. Um, Jessica says that her pit bull pulled down the house, the doghouse. Yeah, dogs get very, very antsy, some of them, when it comes to weather. So you just got to know your dog. And sometimes these things are not as predictable as you might think. Now, let me show you Milo and Miss Irma. They're hunkered down. They are. They're ready tonight. So he's well taken care of. He's not gonna have any issues. He's checking out. I think maybe the two of them are watching CMR together. Apparently, he likes to watch CMR on occasion. So yes, they're gonna be enjoying the little storm together. So the birthday, yes, 2 more minutes until the birthday. Poor outdoor animals. I know it's so sad. Michelle says, bring that dog inside, Jessica. Yes. Um, mhm. All right, let me just see what else is going on here. Um, da, 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 da.
It looks like it's the countdown now. Less than a
Yeah,
minute.
I know, right? This is it. This is it.
I'm gonna have to sing you happy birthday.
I'm gonna pull up a little. Maybe I'll do like a John Legend birthday song, or 50 Cent. It's your birthday, do a little 50 shout out. Oh my gosh. Yes, are we there yet? 59. Countdown begins. Countdown begins. Hey, 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 hey. It's your birthday.
Gonna party like it's your
It actually
birthday.
is my birthday. Here we go. It still says, there we go, midnight according to my clock.
Yep.
It's now the 18th, Shorty. Yes. Guess what, folks? Hey. Marlon, come on in. This is where the party is at. Yes. All right, folks. It's official. How old am I? I can't remember. Is the sad part. I
Happy
always have to think
birthday.
about it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Perla. Tammy, Michelle, Carlene, Cameron says, oh, Kev, please don't start singing.
Ah,
Why not?
no. Those days are over from choir.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Maria, Jessica says, what you got in your CMR mug? Nothing. I don't even have a CMR mug right now. I'm just drinking out of this black cup. This is like a black leather cup that's I've had for years. Thank you, Jennifer. I don't know what that tag is, Karen, but I'm guessing it's something birthday related. Mm-hmm. Christine, Zulam, Celeste, Erica, Jennifer. Everybody's here for the birthday greetings. I think this is the first birthday I'm actually kind of like celebrating right at midnight on CMR. Thank you guys. Thank you, Loretta. Nicola Vlogshins is here for it. Yes, it's like a virtual party tonight. Thank you, Chantel. Appreciate the love. Nancy, Michelle, Andrea, Sonia, Lily. Lily Boo is here for it. Oh, and by the way, I share a birthday with Lily Boo's husband. Yes. And hold on, not to be outdone. I've got another birthday greeting that must go out tonight. I will repeat this one tomorrow because this is Miss Harriet McLaughlin from East End. I share her birthday because she's born before me. So let's give some love and props to Miss Harriet here. There she is. Beautiful. Happy birthday, Miss Harriet. I'll take 21. I'm not 21, but I'll take it. So Cameron says, time for that drink. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Walkie, we appreciate the love. So Miss Harriet, happy birthday. It's also Melody's birthday. In fact, Melody McLean and I, not only do we share the same birth date, like we were in the hospital at the same time at Georgetown Hospital. So we are literally born within minutes of each other. So that's pretty cool. So we share the same birth year and everything. So happy birthday to Melody McLean. And look who we've got joining in the birthday party. Mr. Premier.
Good evening, Sandra.
Hello,
Good evening to everyone
hello.
watching and listening.
How are you?
I am fine. I'm fine. I was taking a drive around my constituency and took a drive out through Savannah just to check on things to see how things were. I had a report here and there of a tree down or tree branch down, that type of thing.
Okay.
Nothing serious at all. So just checking things out. So it's after 12. Did you say it was your birthday?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
happy
the
birthday.
18th. Thank you. Thank you. So we're all having a little virtual moment here. Joan is joining us from Randyke. Christine, Erica. So lots of people still logged on here with us. So what's the plan tonight? Are you going to try to get some rest? Because I have a feeling you're going to be extremely busy as daylight breaks.
The next update is going to be around about 1:15. I plan on getting a few hours sleep because I know that the weather is probably going to start deteriorating further between probably 3:30 and 6 or 7. So that's when we're going to start to feel more significant winds and probably rains as well. So when everyone is normally getting up in the morning to get ready to go to work, don't do that. Stay home, stay off the roads as much as possible. Take a break and stay safe. And hopefully within a few hours, getting into around midday or so, we should have a lot better news in terms of the forecast, and it should be an improvement. We'll start to see an improvement in the weather. Well, fingers crossed. We'll ride this out okay. We won't have any significant issues, but people should just plan to stay safe.
Wonderful. So Cameron says that they doubt that you're going to be able to sleep tonight. I mean, hopefully you will, because like I said, you're definitely gonna need it tomorrow. That's for sure. So we know that right now, we've got hazard management. We have the Cadet Corps, the weather general. Like everybody is kind of stationed at headquarters, which is at the government admin building, and they are obviously reviewing the weather, any forecast changes. They're very much on top of it, and also working on the plan. So they comprise the what's the committee called? Sorry, the
NEOC.
Emergency Oh gosh, what's the full name for this committee? It just slipped me.
Well, there's several of them. You got to tell me which one you're referring to.
Committee.
Though.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you here in a second. I just had it. So it is the National Emergency Operations Committee, the NEOC. So they're all there at the government admin building being
That's
chaired by
actually
Victoria.
the center, Operations Center, National Emergency
Right.
Operations Center. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're all down there.
Mhm.
They've got people on shift there. We've got the call centers are open. The mental health line is open. Very proud of the cadet volunteers that are there operating those phone lines, and just very proud of the entire team. I went in there and visited this afternoon. It was the last thing I did before I left the building, probably about 7 o'clock or so. And I went by just to check and make sure that everybody was okay and that operations were all set up, because I know it was going to be a long night for quite a few people. So I just want to thank them for the work that they do, because at the end of the day, it's about making our people as safe as possible, and they do a tremendous job. So I want to thank them. They're going to have a well-earned rest later in the day tomorrow.
For sure. All right, folks. So again, the Premier, Honorable Wayne Panton, joining us briefly this evening. He's in his, constituency. Just did a little drive out to see how things were looking so far. Nothing too bad, but we're still early yet, folks. So just stay inside. That's the best advice. Did you see much traffic when you were out and about? Did you see many people out on the road?
No, very little traffic on the road. It's unusually quiet. So I've just come out. I don't know if you can see my office sign there, but
yes,
I've just come out. I've just come out, parked in front of my office for a few minutes just to call in, say hello. I think I've seen maybe 2 or 3 cars maximum. The road here is usually very busy this time of evening, and I probably am seeing a car every 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like that. So
that's good.
So I'm happy that people are staying home and being safe, staying off the roads.
Absolutely. And look who just joined the birthday party. Hey, Kathy.
Hi. Is it time? Yes, 10 time.
Yes. 9 minutes in, 9 minutes older. Joining us from West Bay. How are things looking, Kathy, in West Bay at the moment?
Things are looking great. The winds are picking up down here a little bit, but I think we're ready.
Awesome. Very, very good.
I was really happy because we had the Minister of Planning who came down with the Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, and we actually did a complete tour of West Bay with me, so checked all the drains and we're good to go.
Nice. Now, I know that the NRA has been extremely busy. I got some video footage and some photos. Earlier today, I'm going to play some of those in a little bit of them out and about. They were cleaning drains in the Lemuel Circle area northward, for example. Both Deputy Premier Chris Saunders and MP J.E. Banks actually stopped by to check on them. In any area that is considered, high risk of flooding, they were actually emptying the drains. And in fact, they were digging a trench to direct some stormwater back to a nearby pond in that area, which I think is fantastic. So big shout out to, all of the staff, whether it's NRA, Public Works. There's tons of people who are going to ensure that this runs as smoothly as it can, going into what our recovery efforts will be from whatever happens after this storm, and giving us a little better chance of being properly prepared, making sure that the drains and so forth have been cleared. Cameron wants to know, is there's any police presence on the roads? I'm guessing there probably is some, but the advice obviously is for everyone to stay indoors as much as possible. This is not the time to be out and about trying to play hero or trying to be nosy, just leave that until another day. because the best and safest place for you is actually inside.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is get hurt out there and then put the
Yeah,
first responders trying to help you at risk.
exactly.
So
Correct.
Yeah.
bad idea to go on out, to stay home and weather it out there.
Yes. And I mean, Kevin made the point earlier when he was talking to us that most of the injuries happen not during the storm, but after the storm. People start to think, oh, the all clear hasn't been given, but I'm going to venture out there and go in knee deep water and get in a canoe so I can have an Instagram moment. But you're putting your life and unfortunately the lives of the emergency personnel units at risk as well. So just stay indoors, folks. I mean, we can have virtual conversations and parties, and as long as we've got mobile phones up, we've got some degree of data. You're really not going to be alone. I think this is interesting, in that when 17 years ago, when we had Hurricane Ivan, for example, which is nothing like this storm, obviously, but then everybody was trying to WhatsApp each other and trying to communicate in that way. And look at us now. We can have video chats, we can see each other. It's changed. The game has changed, thanks to the technology that's available considerably. So no one should really feel alone. Even if you are in your house alone, we're here for you. And of course, again, we mentioned it earlier today, but let me just reiterate that there is this hotline that is up for anyone who needs some assistance in terms of mental health. I'm just trying to see if I still have the 800 number. Oh gosh, I had it up earlier. I'll see if I can find it again. But if you're feeling a little bit stressed and you need to talk to someone, there is that mental health number that is available for you to contact. So they're the experts, folks, and they'll definitely help you out. And then good ear to listen anyway. Yes. All right, Premier, thank you so much. We appreciate you checking in on us. And I think the residents in the Newlands area, you should know that obviously your team is there. We'll know a little bit more tomorrow morning when the next update comes in, precisely what's going on with the storm. Kathy, thank you also for joining us. I know Kathy was actually ready in bed, child. Kathy's like, y'all, I'm going to bed. So
Yeah, Kathy, I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier. I actually can't see. I can see Sandra because she's
okay.
got all these screens behind her, but I can't see who else is on the because I'm on my
Okay.
phone and it's way too small for me to see who's there. So I had to
Yes.
wait until
He's
Sandra
joining
called
from
me
his
to know who it
phone.
was.
Right. So that's Kevin Watler up at the top. Kevin is in Lakeland, Florida, and he
Oh,
works for,
Kevin.
yes.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Premier Panton. I heard that you all stopped by when you guys were doing some
Yes,
neighborhood
we did.
canvassing, and you were asking about me, and my parents did let you know that I was still away. So yes, sir, I'm up here, but still, keeping a close eye on what's going on back
Mhm.
home.
Right. Good. All right. Well, glad to see you, and glad to see you up and about and healthy and doing well. I
Thank
know
you.
you have some challenges up there. We've got challenges all over the world, really.
We sure
And we've
do.
certainly got our own challenges here in Cayman too, as you know, trying to get to the point where we can possibly reopen safely and do it successfully in a way that nobody else has managed to do so
Mhm.
far around the region. So
Yep.
we're going to need a lot of luck. We're going to need keep our fingers crossed, and we're going to need to be very careful about how we go about this.
Mhm.
But that's for later. For right now, we're going to make sure we get through this storm, and everybody stays safe, and that's great. But I'm glad to see you, Kathy. You're looking wonderful. To be honest, when I see you there, it looks like you're in your pajamas. I can't say anything more than that. So maybe you are ready for bed.
Actually, Mr. Premier.
Look, I gotta show you guys something before you go, Premier. This is when you've got a really great husband. He's just brought me chocolate chip cookies, which Yana made earlier today, and some milk in my CMR mug. So this is my birthday present here. Chocolate chip
Milk?
cookies and some
You
nice
mean
milk.
he couldn't even bring you some Milo?
I don't really
Jeez.
drink Milo, so
Oh, you don't drink Milo? Lord have
he
mercy.
knows.
You
No,
spent too
he
much
knows.
time in the States.
I know. He knows I'm not a Milo person. So yeah,
You got
chocolate chip cookies.
you got too much Tampa time in your blood.
I know, trust me. But yes, thank you very much, hubby, for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cameron says, if you haven't noticed, we don't listen to advice around here. Cameron. Cameron says, let's have a Zoom party. Cameron has a good sense of humor. Scotch bonnet to go with some can of corned beef. So people were saying they couldn't find any corned beef in the stores earlier today, Wayne. Unfortunately, they waited too long.
Yeah, I suppose these types of events always create a run on something. I heard earlier today that there was a lot of people out shopping, buying gas, and all kinds of stuff. So it's all good. You know what? I think we'll get through this just fine. And
Yes.
to be honest, I really appreciate the way the government team, my colleagues, and the public in general take issues like this and events like this very seriously, because we should never forget the potential based on our experiences with Ivan. And the reality today is that we are having storms that are more unpredictable. They're stronger, and they're based on certainly based on last year, and on the busy forecast for this year, more frequent. So we all have to take these things very, very seriously. We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our families, and we owe it to our community, the country as a whole, to address these issues very carefully and do what we need to do to protect ourselves, to help our friends, to help our families, to help our neighbors, help our communities. And that's what I mean. I was really proud of the team today. As Kathy mentioned, they were out and about in their communities, checking on individuals, checking on known flooding areas. I've had numerous WhatsApps from people commenting on areas that need to be checked on that typically flood. And I've been following up with the NRA team and with the Minister, Honorable J.E. Banks. He's been doing a great job with that. So they've been really busy. Even some people down in Windsor Park were asking about some of their drains, and I made sure the NRA had checked on their drains and got them sorted out over the last week or so. So I think that I'm not saying everything is going to be perfect. To be honest, if we get 6 inches of rain in a very short period of time, no matter what kind of drain system or drain wells you have, there is going to be flooding. So we're just going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to look after each other and try to help each other out and make sure that we get government services there to help as quickly as possible, but help each other as far as possible as well. So anyway, I just wanted to drop in, say a quick hello, say a
Thank
quick
you
happy
so much.
birthday to you.
I appreciate it.
Kevin, it's great to see you. I heard you were. Told your dad the other day and your mom that I hadn't seen much in the way of postings from you in a while, but I heard you were really, really busy and things are going well. And anyway, look, maybe one day we'll have you back. We'll have you home.
It would be great to come home. I'm waiting for the opportunity at some point, but right now I'm certainly gaining some experience that I would not have gotten unless I was here. So
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, Kevin was
actually,
you'll find this interesting, Premier, but Kevin was showing us some of the forecasts. You can check this out, that he has access to this HURVAC system. And we were kind of going through, this earlier, having a look at the path of the storm and kind of what we can potentially expect. So, I mean, I tell you what, in his position there, I mean, he could even come back and work with the National Weather Center after all this experience.
I could never replace Mr. Tibbetts. He is.
No, for sure. Nope. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind some extra hands on board. This is wonderful because I think it's indicative of, Caymanians going overseas and being able to get this incredibly invaluable experience, and then being able to bring that knowledge and expertise back and apply it locally. So yeah, this is fantastic. He's been pulling up all sorts of fancy, systems here that we can look at, that he has access to, right there, in his position in Lakeland, Florida. Yeah. So wonderful.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
So thank
Yeah.
you, Premier.
Well, thank you, and happy birthday again.
Yes, thanks very much.
Let's hope it's it's a rather uneventful birthday. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
I know. I
And
know.
you enjoy yourself.
It's
Don't stay up
crazy,
too late.
yes. And
Good night,
Cameron says,
Kathy.
thank you for coming on. Big up Sir Panton for coming on live to talk to us. Wallace. So Jennifer says, bless the Cayman Islands. Perla's asking about Kirk Supermarket. We're going to review some of those closures and information here in a second, Perla, just as reminders. So again, the Honorable Premier Wayne Panton, representative for Newlands, but the leader of the PAC. Our government leader as well. So he's keeping a close eye on everything that's going on, both inside and outside of his district. His ministers are out there taking care of their individual areas of responsibility. Of course, they've got people like Kathy in a supportive role as Kathy. Remind me of the title again.
Parliamentary Secretary.
Parliamentary Secretary. Sorry.
She's also the Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
That's right. And those are supportive roles are really important, folks, because I know the ministers are busy. They have a lot on their plates, and every bit of support that they can get from, the community, other PAC members, their constituents, it's all a bit of a team effort. So thank you, Premier Panton.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kathy's been doing a great job. Very proud of her. Very proud of the whole team.
Yes.
People have been really pulling together and, doing a really, really good job. So anyway,
beautiful.
Let me say good night to you all, good folks.
Okay,
and
good.
We'll talk later. Sandra, I know if there's something that I don't hear, you're going to let me know about it. So
for sure.
I'll keep my phone on beside my bed head.
All right, no worries.
I'm going to check it on the 110 or 115 update to see where things are at there. Probably get a few hours sleep and then I'll go from there. As soon as we have the relative all clear tomorrow, I'll probably join the governor and maybe some others, and we'll just check out any areas that may have had any kind of damage, just to make an assessment, so we know what might need immediate attention. But we'll go from there, and hopefully everybody will be safe and there'll be minimal damage.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you.
Alrighty. Good night. Love you all. Take care.
Good night. Good night. Miss Kathy, thank you as well for joining us. We appreciate it. I know you're not just an MP and deputy speaker and cabinet secretary and all these other positions, but you're also wife and a mother. So I know you've got your hands full in your household as well. Sounds like it's pretty quiet, so I'm guessing all the kids are ready to sleep. So please go and get some rest yourself, and keep us updated, of course, if anything happens in your constituency. We love to hear what's going on there as well.
Thanks, Patty. Are you going to be doing any more live streams tomorrow or anything?
Yes, of course. I'm going to get a little bit of sleep tonight, and then in the morning we'll be up pretty early, I'm sure. I'm checking in with people and see how things are going.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. Thanks, Kathy.
Have a good night, Kathy.
All right. So Kenneth Bryan is here. Kenneth, you want to jump on the live stream? I think I've sent you the link, so feel free to jump on with us as well. Dominic says there's a little bit of breeze, that he's enjoying the weather. Nothing like Ivan fam. Well, that's right. Not this time. Perla is going to be helping out in the Prospect community. So just a reminder in terms of the grocery stores, folks, this is important information. Kirk Supermarket will be closed tomorrow. So they have planned already to just remain closed. Foster's, Mr. Woody was on the program earlier in the afternoon on Tuesday, and he did indicate that it really depends on the all clear. But at this particular time, they are planning on reopening around 3 p.m. So if they do reopen around 3 p.m., I'm sure Mr. Woody will certainly let us know, and we in turn will let you all know. But, there shouldn't be any rush to go to the grocery store, folks. You should have gotten everything that you need already. Here's one of the hardworking NRA members pumping out those dreams, folks. making sure that they're going to be as optimal as possible. But as the premier said, in all honesty, 6 inches of rain, no matter how great your drains are working, you're still going to have some flooding. So be prepared for it. Mr. Kenneth Bryan, the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, Minister of Tourism and Transport. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. Good evening.
How
Hello,
are
Kenneth.
you?
Not too bad. Hey, Kev, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. How about yourself, bud?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too long. Got off the road. Still in my work uniform.
Now hold on a second, Kenneth. Hold on. Hey.
What song was that? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear what song was that.
Oh, it's 50.
Oh, 50.
50.
50.
Shorty, it's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Pumpkin. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I had to laugh with the premiere saying, hopefully it will be an uneventful birthday.
I know, right? Trust me. Yes. Hopefully Grace will be easy on us because it's my birthday. I don't know.
I'm quite sure she'll be very graceful.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I just thought I'd steal in and jump on the show. I saw my colleagues on there. I just wanted to show the pack support. You know, we're all in it together.
Absolutely.
So, and I hope Georgetown Central and all the key man is doing their part to make sure we look out for each other. So, I'm not sure I'm going to get any sleep tonight, but I'm going to be watching this closely all the way through.
Yes, tell us what's going on there in Georgetown Central. How are things looking so far? I know it's still early, but
yeah, it is still early. And the good thing is I got a truck, so I'll be out as soon as I hear any reports. Got a pretty amazing constituency who communicates with me quite often and tells me what's going on. So if anything comes up, I'm quite sure I'll get a WhatsApp and obviously won't be going on unless it's safe. But as soon as it's safe, I'll do my assessment, like what I normally do, of my whole constituency. Flooding is obviously, like you've said, probably going to be one of the biggest issues.
Yes.
And maybe some down trees, because I remember the last tropical storm, right afterwards, I had to do like a cleanup crew for like a whole week, where there was trees down, particularly with the seniors. You know, those are the ones I'm worried about the most. The seniors, they can't, get around to do it themselves. So I've kind of got myself planned for the next couple of days. I know the premier might be not too happy, but I've cleared my appointments for the next 2 days, 3 days. What's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I said I ain't coming back into work because I got to make sure that everything's okay afterwards. So there's a lot of assessment and making sure that everybody's okay. So the unfortunate part is the tide was really high earlier on today when we were checking the drains. So drains that had been blown out already were still, the water levels are really high. There's nothing we can do about that because of low-lying areas, And I have three big flood zone areas in Georgetown Central that I always have to keep a close eye on. Unfortunately, because of persons' homes and stuff like that. So I'm more worried about the rain than the wind. But the wind can still do some tree damage and become annoying, and a lot of cleanup work and all that. So, but trusting the Lord to get through this fine.
So Cameron wants to know, what have you got in your pot? Are you cooking anything? Do you have a go-to meal or thing when it's like hurricane, like you're in a hurricane situation, stressful situation? I know you always got a Pepsi in your hand, but other than the Pepsi.
You got it. Pepsi is the deal. I'm sure that thing is going to take me out one day, but no, man, I ain't got anything in the fridge is what's the go-to other than a Pepsi. I need my Pepsi all the time. So
yes.
Roman noodles, I think, is probably the one that everybody goes
Roman noodles. Yes. Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. Honorable Minister of Tourism and Transport, thank you so much for jumping on the live stream. I think we're going to wrap things up here. I know there's still 200 people who evidently probably are like, don't go. But I'm actually going to go to bed, y'all. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed, catch a little snooze, hopefully. And then we'll check in the morning to kind of see what is going on from there. Kevin, thank you so much as well, again, for jumping on with me. Kevin has at his disposal lots of, look at this fanciness here, this Hurryvac.
No, I was watching it, Kevin, and I think you may be able to give Mr. Tibbetts a run for his money there, buddy.
I would never. When I was at Cayman 27 with you back in the day, and when John had retired, and they asked me to do the weather, the first thing I had to do is connect with Mr. Tibbetts. I said, Mr. Tibbetts, I'm going to need you to help me out here. You need to help train me with some stuff because I don't know anything about this thing. And he really took me in and really gave me some good coaching, so I could interpret some of those the weather language that they receive. And again, I'm not a meteorologist, but I could certainly be able to use that information and put it in words that the public would be able to understand. So, and then of course, when I came up here and in my current role, I got access to a lot more technology to be able to do some of these predictions in order so we could be able to plan things properly when we do have bad weather events. So I'm really blessed to be able to have these tools to help really be able to help people, because that's what it's about. We want to make sure that we are using technology to make good informed decisions in order to protect everyone.
Wow, wonderful.
Agreed.
All right, good stuff.
Our birthday girl, enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
In the morning when I hit the road, maybe I can join in and share a little bit of the tour of my constituency and see what's going on while you are entertaining the people with the news and information. All right.
Yes, I'm sure they're going to want to see. Thank you.
A wonderful night.
All right. Again, that's Honorable Kenneth Bryan. Cameron says, you don't need sleep, Sandy. If you go, we won't sleep. Well, I'm going to encourage you all to get some rest. There's no need to stay up. This is not a major hurricane. What we're looking at right now is tropical storm force winds, maybe some hurricane force winds as we go throughout the night. But we're still in good stead, 60 miles per hour, folks. Close, but still not there yet. So I would encourage all of you to just be careful, stay indoors as much as possible, sleep it out. That's the best way to just get through this tonight, in my opinion. And then we will check in the morning and make sure that everyone is okay. See how you guys are doing. Remember that there are resources available for you if you should need it. If you're still a little bit concerned about your area, go to the shelters. You should have been there probably a little bit earlier, but it's probably still not too late to get out to the shelters and take that sort of stress off of yourself if you need to do that. So folks, have a wonderful night. Enjoy it. I'm going to go finish off my birthday cookies and milk. And then I'm going to brush my teeth again because I already had brushed my teeth for the night. So I'm going to do that again. And then I'm going to head in. So thank you, Miss Maria, everyone who's been listening to the live stream from overseas. We're still at 195 people tuned in, folks, between YouTube and Facebook. So Kevin, thank you so much. I hope that you get some rest. I know that obviously you've got tons of family and friends here. Tommy from the Bahamas, thank you so much. Yes, Cameron, go get a little bit of rest. Miss Christine, thank you. So yes, get some rest, folks, and we'll be back in what will probably feel like just a couple hours.
Good night, everyone.
All right, Kev, have a good one. All right, folks, take care, and we'll see you in a bit.